Hi, welcome to the Coding with Sonali. So today in this session we will be covering about the pointers and 2D array. We will be seeing how the pointers works good with the 2D array, how we can access the elements of the 2D array using the pointers, how it is efficient in this manner as well as easy. So first of all we will understand here just in short, since we have already covered about the two-dimensional array. I have covered for how to access the 2D array elements. We have seen the compile time initialization of the 2D array, runtime initialization of the 2D array, as well as we have also seen how to find the address of the element in the 2D array. There are two ways, that is the row major order, column major order, and this is very much important. In your GATE exam they can ask this question. We have already covered all those topics in the earlier session. I hope so you have gone through. In case of the 2D array, to revise it quickly, we have seen first of all the 2D array, it is the collection of the elements which are placed in contiguous memory location one after the other in consecutive manner, and these elements are of the same data type, and the elements which here in case of the 2D array, they itself are 1D array. So we have seen that you can see here in case of the 2D array, why the name comes as 2D, because it is having 2D means it is a two dimension. It is having the two subscripts. The first subscript, that is this one, it represents number of rows, and the second subscript represents number of columns. What will be the size? The row into column into the byte, since it's an integer it will be 4. So row into column, that is 2 into 4, 8 into 4. So it will be total 32 bytes. Now here what I am saying, it is a collection of the elements. So you can see this is the first element and this is the second element, right? So this first element itself is first of all the 1D array. You can see this is a 1D array and this is also a 1D array. So how you will represent in the matrix we have already seen. So this is 8. So this is your 1D array. This is also a 1D array. So the first element is present at the index 0 and the second element is present at the index, that is 1. This is the definition of the 2D array, and this is the compile time initialization of the 2D array. In case of the array, first of all the name of the array itself represents the base address. First of all, what is the base address? It is the address of the 0th element of the array. So here in case of the 2D array, what is the element? The element is a 1D array. So therefore the base address, it is address of the 0th 1D array. So how this matrix is represented in your memory? We know that memory, first of all, it is a long tape of bytes in one dimension form, in linear form. It is in this manner. Suppose your 0th element of your 2D array, it is placed at the address 200. The type of the element is integer, so it takes 4 bytes. So therefore the gapping is 4 bytes. 8. The element which is placed, if it is placed at the address 200, the next element, that is 2, it will be placed at the address that is 204. So the distance of 4 is, the next element will be placed at the address 208. So the distance of 4 byte is there. And how it is represented in the memory by default, we have seen it takes row major order representation, that is it will place row wise in the memory. So this is the 0th row. So it will place the whole elements of the 0th row first. So you can see here, this is your 0th row. So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and the next row, that is this one, that is the first row, it will then fill the memory in that manner. So this represents your first row. So it will fill in the memory in this manner. So therefore, since I told you that the base address is having the address of the 0th element of the 2D array. So what is the 0th element of 2D array? If you see here, this whole, this is the 0th element 1 2 3 4, and therefore it if you just give the ARR, that means the base address, it will be having the address of this 0th element of the 1D array. So if you consider this ARR, so what you will get? The address, you will get the address of this 0th element of the 1D array. And what so what is the base type of this ARR? So base type, it will be simply pointer to the array of 4 integers. So what is the base type actually? So for example, if we consider this example, int I is equal to 10. If I take a variable I and data type is integer and value is 10, and if I tell you what will be the base type of this variable I, we will say in this manner, the base type of this I is simply an integer. If I take like this, integer star p is equal integer star p, like that, if we take in this manner, right? And if I tell you that what is the base type of this p, variable p, so the base type of this p is the integer pointer. It is pointing to an integer. So what the base type of p is pointing to an integer, but base type of I is a integer. That is what. So if I say ARR, we know that ARR is a base address. That is, it is a pointer to the 0th 1D array. And this 1D array, if you define more, it is having total 4 integers in it. If you print the ARR, what you will get? You will simply get the address. So what is the address actually? So the address is 200. So this is your 0th 1D array, and this is your first 1D array, right? So if I print ARR, so I'll comment specifier, I'll give %p you can give, or you can give %u to print the address. So what you will get actually, you will get the value as 200. Now what is the base type of it? The base type, let me write here, is it is a pointer to 1D array specific of 4 integers here. This is 1D array 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 integers. I do ARR plus 1. So then what will be the answer of it? ARR plus 1. This ARR is what? It is having the value as the address 200. So if you add 1, it doesn't mean that you will get 201. No. This is wrong. You will not get like this. So it will depend upon what is the base type. So this addition, this operation, arithmetic operations, it depends upon what is the base type of your whatever you give actually. That is here the base type of ARR is the pointer to the 1D array of 4 integers. So depending upon that, it will add 1 to it. So therefore the base type itself is a pointer to the 0th 1D array. So if you add 1, you will get the pointer to the first 1D array. So you will get the address of this one. Because in case of the 2D array, first of all, what we say, it is a collection of the elements. So the elements, this is the 0th element, this is the first element. The element itself is a 1D array, right? So if the base address is having the address of this whole 1D array, if we add 1 to it, we get the address of the first 1D array. So what does you will get here? You will get here the address 1D array. So what is this 5 actually? The address it is 216. So you will get here 216. We just formulate it a generic ARR plus I. If I do like this, if it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, anything, what it will be simply ARR plus I. What you will get? You will simply get address ith 1D array, right? So whatever here it is, if it is here 1, then address of the first 1D array. If it is 2, then address of the second 1D array. So this is what you will get here if you make the formula as generic, right? So now if we have considered 2 things, we have seen first of all what will be ARR, what will be ARR plus I. We have seen the generic formula for it. Now if you dereference ARR, we use this indirection operator star actually. So the star represents value at the address. So if I take star of ARR, because this ARR first of all it is having the address, so that is the reason I can take here star, that is the indirection operator, that is I am dereferencing this ARR. So what I will get here in this scenario, so this ARR we have seen the base type is what? Pointer to the 1D array of 4 integers, and you reference it, in that case what you will get, the same address, but here the base type will be what? Pointer to integer. Because first of all we know this is a 1D array, right? And this ARR, it is having the address of this whole 1D array. So when you dereference this ARR, you will simply get actually address of this 0th element of this array, and therefore the base type will not be the pointer to an array, but it will be the pointer to an integer. So if you print the ARR and star of ARR, both of them will give you the same value, that is 200. It will give you the address as 200, because the address of the 0th element of this 1D array itself is a 200. So you will get the same, but it will matter when you are performing the operations on it. Since we have seen, if we will add 1 to this ARR, so the base type, it is a pointer to the 1D array. So therefore accordingly it will add that much number of bytes which are taken for this 1D array. So it depends upon what is the base type. So if you do ARR plus 1, actually you will simply get the pointer to this first 1D array. You will get the address of this. As we have seen, you will get the value, that is, it will be simply 216, right? ARR also we have seen, actually it is 200. That ARR plus I, the base type is pointer to ith 1D array. We have seen this. So now if I do here star of ARR, what will be the answer of this? We get the address of this 0th element. Okay, we will get the same address, 200. So if you print actually ARR, that is this one, and if you print star ARR, you will get the same value, that is 200. But it matters when you perform this arithmetic operation. We will see that what will happen if I'll add star ARR plus 1. We will see that. So that will be different. So that depends, since I told you that arithmetic operations, it depends upon the base type of the variable whatever you are using. So here we know that the base type of ARR, it is a pointer to the 1D array. The base type actually of this star of ARR, it is simply, the base type is pointer to integer. So if I do star of ARR plus I in this manner, so what will be the result of this star of ARR plus I? So considering just if I take like this instead of I, so what will be the star of ARR plus 1? So we know that first of all ARR, it is the pointing to the 0th 1D array. When I add 1 to it, then it will point to the first 1D array, that is this one. Okay, so now when till this much we know ARR plus 1, it will be pointing to this first 1D array. We have seen. Now if I dereference the whole ARR plus 1, that is I'm using indirection operator here, actually simply get here again, you will get here the pointer to this 0th element of this first 1D array. Since ARR plus 1 will give you the address of this 1D array. The address of this element actually is, you will get actually here 216. Since it's a pointing to, it is having the address of the 0th element of the 1D array. So therefore its base type star of ARR plus 1 pointer to integer. So these concepts are very much important actually, so that we will ahead write a program and we will see how to access the array elements. So when I'm using this star, actually we know that when we are using pointers, we are using star, that is an indirection operator, as well as ampersand, that is the address of operator. So that is the reason before writing the program, before accessing the array elements using pointer, that is we will understand this concepts, how does it works, so that then it will be easy to write a program and to then go ahead and access the array elements using the pointers. So if you make general here, so star ARR plus I, base type will be having the address actually of the 0th element of the ith 1D array. So how to reach to this element, that is 6. So therefore we require one more variable j, since finally we have to access the array elements using these pointers. So I am having the address of the 0th element of this first 1D array. To reach to this next element, actually I will use one more variable. I have to increment one time. So if I do like this, we know till this we are getting the address actually of the 0th element of the ith 1D array, right? So to access the other element, here actually I will use one more variable, that is j. So this j can be anything actually. It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3. What does it mean? This whole expression means, first of all, till star of ARR in this bracket ARR plus I, this value actually, what you will get actually, you will get the address of the 0th element of the ith 1D array, right? Now if you have to access the other element, you will simply add 1, because we know that the base type of this star of ARR plus I, it is a pointer to an integer. So to get to the next element, we will simply add 1. We will simply add that depending upon which element we want to access. So that is to make the generic, I have used j. If I use in this manner, that is star ARR plus 1 plus 2, like this. We know that ARR, the base type, is pointer to the 0th 1D array, but ARR plus 1, it will simply give you the pointer, it will have the address of the first 1D array. We know that this ARR plus 1, and if you dereference it, the whole this, you will get the address of the 0th element of this 1D array, and the base type of this is the pointer to an integer. When you are adding 2 to it, so therefore the the operation of this arithmetic operation depends upon the base type. The base type is pointer to an integer and not pointer to an array, and therefore it will simply point to the element. So here if I add 2 to this, so therefore what it will be, it will add 1 element, 2 element. So it will give me the address of this 7. If I want to get the address of this 8, actually I will add here 3. So I'll get the address of this 8 element. It will give you the address of this 8 element. So therefore that is the reason to make the generic, I have done like this, star ARR, star in bracket ARR plus I, and then bracket close, then plus j. J depending upon which element address you want. So this whole expression will give you the address of the element which you want. Now if you have to access the element, we are having the address of the element, you have to access the element. Simply what I will do, I will use in top of this the dereference here one more star, the final expression to access the array element. So if I use one more star, since I am having the address actually of the element, so if you consider this expression, actually what you got plus 3, you got the address of this element, that is 8, right? So therefore when I do here star of this whole expression, so you will get, what is the star? We know star is the indirection operator. It will give the value of this address. So since we are having this whole expression gave us the address of this 8, that is, what is the address? If you see here, it is a 228 in case of the linear representation. So if you do star, that is, you will get the value at that address, and finally here you will get the value as 8, right? If I am doing here 2 and I am using the same thing, that is here, you can understand this expression. It is star in bracket, open bracket, then again star, one more bracket ARR plus 1, bracket close plus 2, and then bracket close. So you can see here this total expression will give you the element. So if I do here 2 here, then what it will give? It will give me the value 7, because this whole expression till this much gave us the address of this element, that is 7. But when I do star, it will give me the value. That is, if you make the generic, you will get this expression. So therefore, now what we will do, we will write a program in order to access the array elements of the 2D array using this formula. So we know that first of all, in case of the pointers, we use the 2 operators, that is the star represents the indirection operator, that is value at the address, and the next operator is ampersand operator, and that will give you the address of the operator. So since we are using here these operators, indirection operators, that is the thing we have seen how this array, 2D array works good actually whenever you are using this indirection operator. Since we have seen till now how to access the 2D array by using the subscript, not by the pointers. We simply use array, if it is a 2D array, array I and array j. We have seen to access the array elements, we use this. So the compiler actually, it will internally manipulate in this manner. Because we know that whenever we are using the subscript, we randomly get the elements. It is very much quick. Internally, the compiler will manipulate by using these indirection operators, and then it will give you the result. So this is how. Now let us write the program and use this formula in order to access the array elements. This is the program in order to access the array elements. So the formula which we have constructed, we have seen that, and now this is first of all the program written in the C language. We know that whenever in the C language, whenever we run the program, the execution starts from the main function. Here itself, I am mentioning what will be the elements, what will be the value of the elements of the 2D array. So this is a compile time initialization, this part. So this in matrix form we have represented. So now I am taking the, since there are two sides, this is the row size, this is the column size. So I'll run the two for loops. So for the outer for loop, that is this one, will be integer I is equal to 0. So what is the size of this first subscript? It is 2. So I less than 2, I plus plus. Inside this outer for loop, one more for loop is there. And here I am doing j is equal to 0, j less than, what is the column? It is 4. And then j plus plus. And inside this for loop, I am simply, since I want to access the array elements, I want to print the array elements. Using the formula which we have constructed. So I'm using here printf is used to display the message on the console in C language. So I'm using that function and I'm writing this message format specifier %d because we have to print the element whose data type is integer. Therefore %d /n is to come on the new line. That depends what you are giving. You can give anything depending upon your requirement. And then this expression. So you can see here the expression which we have formulated, which we have seen how we have constructed this formula to access the array elements. So what will be this ARR first? So we have seen ARR means it will be first of all, it is ARR represents the base address of the 2D array, and we know that base address is the address of the 0th element of the 2D array. Here the element of the 2D array is this one. This is the 1D array. So this is the 0th element of the 2D array, and this is the first element of the 2D array. So this 0th element itself is a 1D array. So therefore it will give you simply the address of this 0th 1D array when you give ARR. And when you give plus to make the generic formula, depending upon whether it is a 0th 1D array or first 1D array, therefore we have used this formula, that is ARR plus I. Finally this ARR plus I, it will give you the address of the 0th element of the ith 1D array. Now in order to, so the base type will be the pointer to the 1D array. In case of ARR plus I, when I do star of ARR plus I, we have seen that star of whole thing, it will give you again, so if it is this one, if you are having, if this I is 0, therefore it will be having the address of this whole 0th 1D array. And if you do star actually in that case, so it will give you simply the pointer to this integer. It will have the address of this integer and the base type of that star of ARR plus I, it will be the pointer to an integer. Since we have to access the element, so then we have to dereference it until and unless you get a element. So therefore till this value also you got actually. Now if you have to reach to particular element, we are adding j. We have seen it in earlier. We are adding j depending upon whether you want this element address, whether we want address of this element or this. So therefore j. And the final expression and close actually, and before that if you use this star, it will finally give you the value at that address. So this is how you can access the array element. So how this will work actually when, so first I is equal to 0. Yeah, right, this condition is satisfied, therefore it enters into this loop, and then this inner loop j is equal to 0. So this, so therefore I is 0, j is 0, I is 0, then j is 0. You will get this element. Next time actually the j will be incremented. So first for I is equal to 0, this inner for loop will execute completely. So therefore what will be the thing? For I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0, we have seen. For I is equal to 0, j is equal to 1, again this will take place. Again j gets incremented, I is equal to 0, j is equal to 2, again it gets incremented till this condition. Till when this is over, then your I gets incremented, becomes 1. This condition is checked, yes, it is satisfying. So for I is equal to 1, again the inner for loop will work from j is equal to 0 till j less than 4, and this is how you will get first this whole element print of this 0th row, then you will get the next element print of this first row. We have seen in our earlier session simply by using the subscript, that is in this manner. But the compiler internally it uses this operators, that is for the pointers operators. This is indirection operators which are used in pointers. It uses this to get the fast access to access the array elements.